and we just finished up 6 nights in Buenos Aires, and we had so much fun. But before I tell you anything else, this place is huge. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and for those of you that are new here, my name is Mac and I'm currently traveling around the world with my girlfriend Chelsea, and we just finished up 6 nights in Buenos Aires and we had so much fun. But before I tell you anything else, this place is huge. There is so much you can do. You could spend weeks and weeks and still not have found all of the best spots in Buenos Aires. Today's video, we're gonna show you 10 things that we did while we were here. They cover some of the top spots people know about and some of the more localized experiences. And so with that, we had such an amazing time, and we figured if these things wanna make us come back to Buenos Aires, we definitely wanna share them with you and hopefully inspire you to come down, visit Buenos Aires, or help you with your already currently planned trip to Buenos Aires. So the order of these 10 things to do are not in any specific order of best to worst. These are just how we've decided to put them in the itinerary. We did this over 6 days, but a few of those days we were back in the apartment working on some videos, and then one of the days Chelsea was sick. So really we did this itinerary in about 3 or 4 days. And so if you're coming a little bit longer, you can fit a lot more than this. So the first place is the infamous Coleta Cemetery. And we're now exploring the cemetery here.
So we are in Coleta Cemetery, which is where all of Buenos Aires, even Argentina's famous, rich, prosperous people are buried. The past president and his wife are buried here. We just walked in, so we're still exploring, but it's full of all of these insanely ornate and detailed mausoleums, and you can see the coffins, and you do feel this sense of like respect of walking around, and it's definitely a must visit, I'd say already, if you're in Buenos Aires. Just come walk around and experience what this place is like.
So cool to walk around this cemetery. The whole place is like a maze, and these graves are just so huge. I can't imagine what they're paying to be in this cemetery. And they're like, each one is like perfectly crafted with different types of cement, metals. Some of them have like glass doors. So it's really, really cool. This one I'm walking up onto has a full stairway. It almost looks like a mini version of the White House. Wow. Wow.
So when we were doing our research about this place, it said you could just wander for hours really around here and just look and take in all the mausoleums, and I was a little skeptical of that because how much time can you really spend, you know, wandering around in the cemetery? But once you get here, you really could spend a significant amount of time walking around, looking at all the different mausoleums. There's something different, obviously, about every single one, and it's just a really cool experience and place to really take your time wandering through the maze of mausoleums and taking everything in.
The next place we just happened to stumble upon, which is Distrito Arcos, and it's this like shopping area where they have a bunch of different stands to get food. You're not going to get your more localized Argentinian experience, but it's just a cool little area to walk around, have some snacks, have some lunch. And for us, that's where we started most mornings out, to have a nice acai bowl.
So good. I get mine no banana, strawberry in replacement of the banana, so only strawberry, and extra granola because I like that crunch in there with my acai. Or acai bowls, Mac?
Well, it's funny you ask. I get it with this beautiful kiwi flower on top, or the guys made it special for us, with strawberries, bananas, and granola. You know, the more fruit the merrier, so let's see how she tastes.
So as we're sitting here finishing our delicious acai bowls, this whole area, Distrito Arcos, is really cool. It's a definitely a cool spot to come walk around. It's kind of like an outlet mall, but it also has these different kiosks that look like they're made out of shipping containers almost, where we got our acai bowl, and then they have a burger joint you can see behind me. They've got a crepe stand. They have a really cool barber shop and a little van. They have pretty much everything you could ever need or want.
The next one on here is Puerto Madero. Now, we only spent an evening here. Had this not been our last night, I think we would have spent another day or so, at least part of the day, roaming around this area, because there's so many shops and restaurants, and there's like some ships you can walk onto that are like museum galleries. It's a very modern part of town, so it's cool from that aspect, and it seems like that's where a lot of the local young professionals hang out, especially after work.
This is Puerto Madero. This is one of the newest neighborhoods in Buenos Aires. It's very trendy, very modern, as you can see. A lot of building, offices. Some people live here, the rich and famous. And we have cool bars and restaurants and a lot of nice places to hang out. So I hope you have a good time.
And this next one, of course, you can't go to Argentina without trying the Malbec wine, right? It's the best of the best, and trust me, it lives up to the name, especially when you look at the price tag, how good some of these wines are, and you're paying a couple bucks. That's pretty nice, I must say.
So, in very general terms, Malbec is a full-bodied grape, fruity full-bodied grape, okay?
Yeah.
So, the pairing with the meat is pretty straightforward. Most of the ones you pick here are going to work fine with the meat. For example, a few to point out, the ciruelo.
Yeah, that one sounds great.
Yeah, the
That one's
ciruelo?
what I love, yeah, it's very good.
Okay.
We're gonna start.
It's delicious.
And what goes well with wine? A nice Argentinian steak. We went over to Don Julio's. That place is the second best place in the city of Buenos Aires for having steak. Oh, yum.
No, perfect. Oh my goodness.
Muchas gracias.
So we got the thick sirloin, which is this baby right here. And then we got the ribeye, not bone in, bone out, ribeye. And then we got a side of asparagus and a side of mashed potatoes. And we have a nice bottle of wine to go with everything. We are ready to eat.
Here's some thoughts.
Oh my god.
She's
Flavors,
speechless.
I know.
Even better.
Soft and juicy and just like, I am speechless. It's just, I don't know how it's like, it's a steak, but like, it's a thick, like, and Argentina's known for its beef, and just like the taste, the texture, everything about it is prime.
Oh, this thing's cutting nicely. Either the knife's really sharp or this meat is perfect, or both, because that just slid right through. So I wouldn't call that medium rare, but hey, I want it rare, I guess, because that looks delicious. This is not overhyped. This is as good as those sound effects are actually making it. Let me try the other one here. Look at that thing. Juice get in my belly. Alright, this is the #1 reason you need to come to Buenos Aires. That beef, though. This next one, don't veer away too quickly. Because even for myself, at first glance, I was like, you know, I'm not sure I want to do this one. But what is it? It's tango lesson. We went on Airbnb experiences and found tango lessons, which include empanadas and wine. So you can also check that box for the wine as well. It was something different. It was with a local that gave the tango lessons that was very passionate about it. And so this really added to that feeling of being blended in with the culture, because then when you see a lot of the milongas, different areas around the city where people are dancing tango, you have that much stronger of appreciation because you've done it yourself. And that, I'd say, for both of us was like super impactful to be able to experience that, because we could just relate so much more to the Argentinian culture. So we just made it here with Catalina, who's going to be our instructor today. Sadly, we made it 21 minutes late, so once again, we're so sorry. But she's going to give us a private tango lesson right here. So we're going to record it. I'm not very good at dancing at all, so hopefully I can at least learn something in the hour. Chelsea's a little bit better, but
we'll see.
Catalina's the magician.
It's going to work.
It's going to work.
Yeah.
So.
Like we do on the street, or not, okay?
Yeah.
Now you are. Heard me mention at the beginning of this also empanadas. We were lucky enough to be able to have empanadas after our tango lessons, which was just like a win-win-win. Empanadas as well, yum yum yum. That's one thing you absolutely also need to have from like the food perspective when you're in Argentina. We had them both at Don Julio, where we had the steak and wine, and then also at the tango lessons, and they were delicious both times over. Careful eating too many, they're so good. You can put down many more, even past your point of being very full, because that's what I did. How's that empanada? We're supposed to share this, but
my first official Argentinian empanada. Critics are rating this better than sex. Just kidding. No, but it's really good. Very traditional. We asked if you're supposed to like cut it up and eat it like that, but nope. You have your little Don Julio napkin. You have your nice little empanada, just tasting so delicious. So the next spot to go to is La Boca, not the football team, the barrio, or also known as the neighborhood. This place is super colorful. It's really cool to walk around. We made it here to this beautiful barrio area, neighborhood called La Boca.
La Boca is known for its colorful buildings, its lively markets. The main street, El Caminito, is actually like an open-air museum during the days in a way. It's really cool to walk around. There are plenty of Instagrammable spots, and then there are also a ton of shops, restaurants, bars, really lively atmosphere. You can wander the streets and just kind of take everything in, all the colors, and it's a really cool place to check out. Definitely for a couple hours, maybe on an afternoon. There's some tango dancing, a lot going on.
It does close down around now though. It's about 6 p.m. and most of the like little shops and market stands are closing down now, and we did read that it does get a little bit sketchier here, so I think the best time to visit is during the day and then move on to the next spot where it's a little bit safer, which is what we're about to do. So we'll see you guys there. Next one here is riding the Tren de la Costa, which is a scenic train that leaves from Buenos. It's a scenic train that leaves from Buenos Aires to Tigre Delta, Tigre Delta. We would recommend doing it at a leisurely pace. If you have the time, you can stop at some of these different stops. They have like these really like nice and cute little quaint shops and restaurants and small little towns at each one of the stops that are really nice to just walk around and explore. And the great part about the ride was the lady hooked us up. We only had to pay somewhere around 30 cents for us to get from Buenos Aires center all the way down to Delta, so that was nice. I mean, it was only like 60 cents cheaper, but hey, saved a couple cents there, so we used that towards our next ice cream cone. And then our last thing on the list here is take that train all the way to the end, and that's going to get you to Tigre, which is like almost like the Buenos Aires getaway for a lot of people that live downtown. It's more of a beach town without a beach. A beach town on a river, if that makes sense. It's a really nice area to walk around because there's a really long river walk which has a lot going on from restaurants and activities, and you get a blend in with the local culture. So it's a great experience to check out the Tigre Delta. Now if you don't want to take the train de la Costa there, you can also take an Uber there. It'll just run you maybe $8 or so from Buenos Aires downtown.
Alright guys, so we are now on Paseo Victoria, which is the main river walk in Tigre. So you'll pass by restaurants, bars, museums. The center of Tigre is off of this. It goes right down the river. It's a really nice walk. You can see all the boats going by, maybe stop, grab a bite to eat or a drink, and just really take in Tigre.
I think we're both on the same page that we saw most of this place just by walking around, so it's been a really nice time.
So as I said earlier, you could either spend a half day here, an afternoon, come walk around, walk along the river, get something to eat, check out the museums, but you could also, we would say, stay here for a weekend or at least a night over the weekend. It looks like it's got a lot of really cool, fun spots, and if you're just looking for kind of a weekend escape away from the city, the busyness of central Buenos Aires, this would be the place to come, we think.
But yeah guys, that pretty much wraps up our 10 things to do in Buenos Aires. There are, like I said, so many things. We could make a video easily on 50 things to do had we stayed there longer. Especially because on our last night there we met up with an Instagram friend that became a real friend, a physical friend. And he showed us some of Buenos Aires, gave us a lot more of the cultural understandings. I know if we would have stayed another few days with him, we would have seen even more. And so we're really excited to come back to Buenos Aires. If any of you have been and you're just watching this video to reminisce, leave a comment below what your favorite things to do, your favorite local experiences were in Buenos Aires. We would love to know about them, so when we come back, we can experience those too, as well as anyone that's prospectively planning to visit Buenos Aires might be able to see your tips as very useful as well for planning their upcoming trips. So guys, thanks so much for watching. This is the last vlog of ours from Argentina, and then in the next vlog we're going to be taking a ferry from Buenos Aires to Montevideo, so we're excited to share with you kind of that experience and journey on how we got there in case you need to take the ferry too. There were some things we learned about, some helpful tips we add in there. Thanks so much for watching. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We'll be posting so many more videos across the world over the next at least year with travel tips, cool places we visit, local tips, all of these different things encompassed in our vlogs. And we want you guys to join us. So hit that thumbs up if you like this video, and we'll see you in the next video.